freaks out, might as well end my life. Because if I can't do this, what is there to do? Yeah, weird. That was not cool, you guys. Whoever did that, just don't do it again, please. That was scary. But yeah, sorry again, everyone. Jeez. Oh, I hate that. My heart stops every time my computer malfunctions like that. Just because it's like, man, if I don't have this like laptop, I'm out of a job. Hopefully that put everyone on the edge of their seat. It is October 1st. It's freaking Halloween time. Wasn't that scary? That was scary. Scared me. Actually, you know, I noticed that this really happens when I go into super full screen mode. So even though this is a smaller space, I'm just gonna have to like work with it like that. Hey Farrell. What happened, Ruzo? It said OBS crashed, and then my tablet said my Photoshop was using up too much memory. But I don't know if that's the case, because I still have plenty of space on my C drive and D drive. Just sometimes Photoshop is really stupid. The thing is, like, I don't think I should go into super full screen mode. I notice every time when I do that, and I try to do anything else, it has a tendency to just, like, have a heart attack and die. My tablet was making a huge noise before it did that, so maybe you didn't pick it up, but you know when like your laptop fans are just like, you can tell they're working overtime? That's what was happening with me, so yeah, who knows, maybe I was just working it too hard, but you know, that's its job, so what the hell. So I'm kind of like on a tangent right now. What was I gonna do here? I kind of want to like make this this club thing look a little vicious at the end. I'm gonna have to like mess around with that shape. And dang, that beautiful thing I put there is gonna be covered up by his fat body. So I'm gonna take this and put it there. Yay! Cool. Alright, well. I'm going to try this. I'm gonna move him this way. And I'm gonna make the sword handle come out like that. Alright. Also, maybe because I'm like rotating the hell out of this thing and streaming, maybe that's like freaking it out. I can't help it. I rotate the handle a lot when I draw. Yeah. Yeah, you made it just in time, Farrell. My computer crashed and I had a small panic attack. But, you know, same old, same old. Alright, I think I did enough on that hammer for now. Oh, god, that looks so ugly. Do not like that. Let's just keep this a simple shape for now. No, don't go into full screen mode. That's what happened last time. Okay, there we go. Alright, I'm just gonna take this. I want it to touch the ground. I'm gonna take this, try to match that angle. And whatever, make this bigger. I'm just too lazy, I don't feel like redrawing all that right now. I'm definitely gonna redraw it later. Okay, chill. And yeah, so that's our weapon. Now I'll go back to the guy. I want him to like, he's like in a crouching position, he's like naked right now. But whatever. I gotta draw this big Oni dude. And I want to fix his belly right now. I'm kind of like drawing this all out of memory. Usually for guys, I really need to like look at some references to have an idea. So if I'm putting lumps where there aren't supposed to be lumps, your guys are probably super right. Because I don't know anything about male anatomy. I've never seen a man before. So your guess is as good as mine. So I'll try to keep that all on that screen. Cool. Alright. I'm gonna lower the opacity of the weapon. And I'm gonna lower the opacity of him. And I'm just gonna start roughly sketching some, you know, armor. So he has to look kind of samurai-ish. So, what do samurai wear? Guess I'll start with a helmet. That doesn't look good on me. Okay. What do samurai wear, you guys? Hey, F-Gug. F-Goog. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, I think I have an idea of what to give him. I don't want an armor that's gonna hide his belly. I want his belly out in the open. Kind of similar to what I did to that previous one. Not those, not you two. This guy. So I think I'm pretty much gonna like follow that shape there. And whatever. I'll put this up here to remind myself what would work. I don't want to rip that off completely though. Actually I need to find his face a bit more. You guys notice whenever I have to do details, my face gets closer to the screen. I gotta go to the optometrist. My freaking eyes are like bad. I can barely see anything. I am blind as a bat. So even though he's fat, I can't help it. I like giving guys like angles to his face, you know? It's just, I want to make him look like a real asshole. But surprisingly, I draw girls almost the same as guys. And I hope it doesn't show whenever like I have to submit a sketch to a client. It's like, God, I hope he doesn't realize I just drew like freaking boobless woman and gave it to them and try to pass it off as a man. But we'll see. My secret's out. I don't draw guys, I just draw boobless ladies. But adding the breasts really make a difference. Okay. I kinda want to have like really twisty horns. Like his siblings before him didn't have like super like crazy horns, they were pretty simple in design. Gosh, I haven't seen these in a while. Whew. But I want him to have like twisty ass horns. Just because I want him to like, maybe he looks like, I want him to look a bit older? I don't know. The client didn't really give me a backstory to this character like he normally does, so I'm just kind of like basing him off like what I already know of the lore. So yeah. Well, it's like super decorative helmets, and they got interesting shoulder and upper arm armor. Yeah. No, you're right, Farrell. Maybe I'll watch The Last Samurai later to get a good, or Samurai 7 actually would look pretty good on this guy. Maybe I'll give him a snarl. Grr. Yeah, that'll help. Ooh, I think I know what to do with him. But let's check out your reference anyways, Farrell. Let's check out your idea so I can steal it. Oh, I like that. That one has like a freaking hammer on like his head. It's pretty cool. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna keep all that except for the middle part and the glovies. But I think for the helmet, I want to do something where it's like he's biting down on the helmet to keep it down. Maybe that would be cool. I went to the dentist today, you guys, so I have like teeth on the mind. So I'll probably like try to like expose them in some way. And going to the dentist is definitely not my favorite thing in the world. I gotta go get like a filling in next week. Ugh. So I'm gonna do this. Sorry. Again, it's just a sketch. Don't judge me too hard, please. Or judge me as hard as you want. but when it's 2 hours in and it still looks like this, then you guys have the right to judge me. Make a copy of this head, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try stuff out now. I'm gonna get rid of these horns for a second. And then for just a second. You got new pens, Matt? That's cool. Were they like all Faber-Castell or Prismas or what? It's gonna look pretty skeletal compared to like his siblings, but whatever. One would look really evil. My computer's making that big fan noise again. I'm just gonna save and hope for the best. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the teeth alone for now. I kinda like him having like a super frowny face going on. Okay. Oh, it would be cool if I could keep those teeth there though. We're gonna have to come to a compromise. Let's see, Samurai kind of have these thingies going on there, right? How many weeaboos are watching right now and can tell me if this helmet is going horribly off model? What time of game is this for? This game is, this is concept art for a miniature, for like a tabletop RPG. So I'm just doing like a concept art for a figure that will be sculpted and then mass produced. Well, not super mass produced. It is like for a very indie studio in France. And it's by Kaha Miniatures. And yeah. I wish I could bring up a website link for you, but it's all in like French. And it's kind of hard to find. It's easier just to like look up Kaha Miniatures on Facebook. And a lot of that stuff is the artwork I did from them over the years. This is actually like the second thing they've commissioned for me for this year, because I guess they took like a hiatus, just doing like convention stuff for like 1 year. And yeah, no levels. Now I'm just redrawing the body. I don't want to do that yet. But yeah, it's a little tabletop miniature RPG. If anyone out there plays those or paints those miniatures, they're pretty crazy. So I'm just trying to like keep a big basic overall shape because yeah, the details are like crazy on the inside, but since they're so small, what's really gonna matter is like, yeah, the overall like shape of it all. I should be going by silhouette, but yeah, you know. How do you spell the name? I'll spell it out for you.
I think Jessica can do that for me.
I don't think she knows how to spell it.
K-A-H-A.
There you go. Well, I don't know.
4 letters.
It was. I just freaking typed it right now. It's no big deal. Well, when I look up and see it, I'll answer it. But you know, it's chill. Sorry about that. If you want to pull up the link for their Facebook, you can. Yeah.
We are the #1 assistants.
Thank you. You know what? These weird tag things, does anyone know what these are for? These, like, things that come out the side. You know, sometimes they'll have, like, a picture there. I put little circles on them. Does anyone know what they're for?
Looks from the clan, you know, which looks cool.
It looks,
that's what I always thought.
Yeah, they look, like, super cool. I think I want to, like, turn them, like, instead of, like, making them the tags out there, I almost want to make them like horns. Like he's gonna have all these horns coming out of like his helmet. You know? It's like, I don't know. Let's try it. Every time I try a new thing, I have to make a new layer to experiment with it. So let's try that. Let's say these are his horns creeping out the sides of his head. Let's see how big we can make this. Again, you guys, I'm a very, very, very messy sketch person. I sketch messier on digital than I actually do on paper. Like, if I were to, like, sketch this on paper, I would not be making all these, like, lines going which way and whatever. I'd be a little more conscious of that, just because I don't want to go back and, like, keep biting myself in the butt, having to redraw everything. Yeah, how's that look? I don't know. Hope it looks cool. I'm gonna have to run with it and see where it goes. Hopefully it's gonna turn out like how I want it to. I went to like a samurai exhibit at LACMA, Los Angeles something. I don't know. They had a big samurai. I guess this guy in Texas had like this freaking huge collection of samurai armor and weapons and stuff, and it was like really cool. It was like super inspiring to like go to that place. I hope like yeah, it comes back, or I kind of want to go to more museums when they have like warrior stuff like in display, you know? Like
Yeah, that was sick.
there was this yeah, cuz it's like all soldiers and stuff from around the world. They wear like really interesting stuff, and everything they wear tells what they do. It's really nice. Like, talk about like, you know, clothes tell the story or something. Like those ones like totally do. They had this like I live by a very small like museum, the Museo in Anaheim. I don't know if I'm gonna like stick to that.
Museo?
Yeah, it's called Museo. It's stupid. It's Muzeo. It's like, okay, whatever. You're gonna get the youth with that name.
Yeah.
And they had like this display of like Napoleon Bonaparte, however you spell his name, and like his some of his like, you know, troops, whatever. And even that, I'd never been interested in that part of history. They wore like really like interesting like gear, just because like, you know, they were all like naval people for the most part, stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for checking out their Facebook, you guys. Okay. I'm gonna like give them like big ass gauntlets, because who doesn't like big gauntlets? I like them a lot. And yeah. Let's see. I just want to go to like more museums in general, to be honest. I want to get a little bit cultured before I die. I don't know. I feel like I'd never go out enough. I do too many curvy spikes. I gotta get some like big like ones that just stick out. I don't want to get too literal with the samurai armor, because this is a fantasy series first and foremost, so I think I'm gonna have to like cut up some pieces from what I'm thinking. But for now, let's just get a general shape out there. I think what I'm gonna do is just open up the top of his helmet, and like he's just gonna have like this big old shock of like fluffy, raggedy ass hair coming down. Yeah, maybe that looks cool. I like it. Hope you guys like it. Let's see. LP, have you seen the G-Rank Tetsukabra armor? I believe I have. That's like, that super green one, right? Or is that the Berserk Tetsukabra I'm thinking of? That one's like, kind of has all these like tasselies and danglies. Looks all samurai-ish, right? That one like looks really cool. I remember I wanted to make it, but, something was stopping me. I can't remember.
I was gonna get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one of the people I was hunting with was making it, so I couldn't make it. That's cool. I ended up making the Ash Ketchawacha one, which I like the way it looks. It's just not that strong. But, you know, when you're starting off in G-Rank, it's better than nothing. All the armor in Monster Hunter looks really freaking cool. Even the armors that I hate. They look cooler than most armors in comparison. Let me get his little skirty going. So you guys don't have to see his wiener. Let's have that come over. Big ol' shoulder pads. I almost want to, like, because his brothers and sisters are so armored up, like maybe because he's so big, he'd have to wear less armor just so that he can move. But you know what? I'm gonna start with a lot first before I take away though. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe he'll be barefoot. Maybe if I have his like spikes sticking straight out, it would make his like horns look even like crazier. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Matt. I hope you whatever you're gonna do is gonna be fun. Hope it's not homework. Homework's lame. But if it is homework, it's good you're doing it. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. I should really play Monster Hunter again.
Yeah, I started playing it again actually. I was so rusty.
Yeah, I'll bet. I like still have a bunch of story stuff to do. So it's like, yeah. I just remember like I was getting like really frustrated at one point, and you know, you take a break to it and then you come back, but since I haven't touched it in a while, I almost wonder what it's gonna be like. I'll bet. Maybe he won't have a shoulder pad here. But he will have a big old rope holding up his armor there. Sorry, I kind of get really caught up. I'm gonna try to put like a big thing here. I guess I am kind of drawing a lot like my first, the design of that big fat guy. But I think I'm gonna draw that design and then I'm gonna try to like start taking away from it. Just so that, you know, it's not completely the same. So that I don't look like a one-trick pony. What I like about like all those like old samurai armors is like I like when like I guess any armor in general, like when like people had like faces on it and stuff. You know, you got like this big old like monster belt buckle or knee pad that opens up like a skull or something like that. It's like I kind of draw it like too much, but I just like the look of it like a lot. I like looking at those freaking lion sculptures out when you go like by those temples in LA, or I guess just like any like Asian place. A lot of them will have like those like lions sticking around. I see them a lot by libraries actually. I got a general shape going there. I don't know if I'll keep it. Yeah, since I'm kind of like free designing this, a lot of this is just going to be me drawing something, erasing it, drawing something else, erasing it. Just trying to see what would make it look the coolest. You know what, I'm not going to like put gauntlets on both his arms. Maybe this one I'll just have like kind of bracer or just wrap something. I want to give him like a big shoulder pad that looks like a face. Let's put faces all over him. Almost like those Hanya masks, you know? It's getting too big for the paper. I'll have to shrink him down. That's cool. If I shrink him down, I get to make his armor even bigger. Now that I've shrunk him down, I'm actually going to take away from this helm I started. And I'm just going to put things dangling down here. I think that'll look cooler. Maybe what I could do instead of putting a helmet there, it's just like, yeah, he has these like big dangling things. Almost like a... maybe like a headband? Maybe he'll just have like a hajikane, which is just like a piece of like metal on a headband. Which I think was supposed to like stop people from shooting them in the head or something, I don't know. I don't know if I'm right about that. I just like the way it looks. So far this will be a fun miniature to paint. Yeah, thanks, man. I want this to be really fun to paint. I want this to be like a really cool looking figure, so that even if you don't play this game, you're gonna want it just because it's gonna be such like a fun design to like, you know, just to have. I tried to like paint miniatures when I got into like Warhammer. I can't do it. I don't have like a really steady hand, especially when it comes to like painting really small. So for all the people that do like, you know, just paint these as a hobby or as a profession, some people like do really crazy paint jobs and just sell them. It's like pretty nuts. I don't know where they get the patience for it. It's really fascinating stuff. And like now they have like, you know, museums for like vintage comic art and like vintage like hobby stuff, train sets and all that. I always wonder if like miniatures will ever get their day in like the art world, because it's pretty amazing. And I like that they have a practical use, you know, you can play with them later. Play with your own customized set of your own personal army. Really cool stuff. It's a general shape right there. Cool. Oof, not coming out how I want it. I just want his like chin to come out. Again, like those Hanya, I kind of want him to like the face to make like a cool shape. And also like, even though I am drawing digital and like it is good, you know, to test out with like Photoshop brushes and like try to like draw with like shapes and all that. I think because like I really started off drawing like on pencil for the longest time, I kind of have to like draw the whole thing first. Like I'm not good at like blocking shapes, or I'm not as efficient as blocking shapes as like I could be. That's something I definitely should still practice on. But, you know, whatever works best. Alright, his face is a little too calm. Alright, cool. I'm going with an expression I like. That would probably mess with his eyes too. That's why I'm kind of like, his eyes are kind of wide open. But if he's got his like mouth like stretched like that, it's gonna make like the skin up here react a bit. So he's gonna look a little more pained. Yeah, cool. Yeah, kind of like that. Now it looks like he's not taking it so easy. Just looking back at my previous reference, just because, you know, I have to like keep them kind of looking similar. Now that I think about it, this that old Oni I did looks a little more Chinese than Japanese. So I think I should cover his feet, and I should give him like, I don't know, let's see. Let's try something. I think I could keep what I have now, but now I just kind of have to like make it look a little more Chinese. Does everyone know what Chinese armor looks like? Generally, I just think it's like a lot curvier than Japanese stuff. Like Korean armor is very square, Chinese armor is very like curvy, round, and Japanese armor is very like pointy and straight, kind of like triangle shapers. Hello, Genji. Thanks for stopping by. I'm working on a commission today. I have to like get this like a big Oni sketch out. So, unfortunately, I'm not working on a sexy lady. But this is actually pretty fun. Like, even though I don't draw these as much as like ladies, I do have a lot of fun like trying to learn this stuff. You know, just trying to like do like more with my art, and in turn make more money with my art. You know? I eventually want to be at a point with like this kind of artwork where I don't have to like be really shy about it, you know? And I could just like do it and not redraw so much. Cool. And just cracking my knuckles. It's part of the process. I wonder if I'm gonna get arthritis. People say you don't get arthritis from like cracking your knuckles, but people say you do, so I don't know who to believe. Some of the sculptors are recognition, there are contests for paintings, depends on the convention you go to. Yeah, that's true. Some of the sculptures that were based off my concept art would get voted up like on first place in coolminiornot.com. So I don't know if you guys like check that place out, but there are a lot of cool minis, and you can vote if they're cool or not. And thanks, Havoc. Yeah, it's getting there. It's definitely evolving more than what it was, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna have to like fix the perspective on this thing. The problem with drawing guys for me is like I have to keep in mind that there's a lot of like straight angles to them, and I'm so used to drawing like women all the time that my guys are always like curvy in like a very or what I feel is a very feminine way. Like a lot of my favorite artists, when they draw guys, they're very angular, very blocky and stocky. So I just I try to keep that in mind. Cool. I want this guy's chin to be like another blade. This guy seems like he would have some curve. Yeah, that's true. He would have one big curve on him. Is Bailey. I just don't want him to look effeminate, that's all. I would always have, I used to have like a huge problem with that. Just like, the hips look too girly. Like, even if it's a big buff dude or a big fat guy, it's just like the pose would be feminine, I guess. And it's just because I really like drawing that S curve, you know? So I would stick it on characters that shouldn't really have it. And that's just a bad habit that I had to like get out of. And I'm still learning how to do. I kind of have an S curve going on this guy. I'm putting like a little like twist to his hips. I could see this pose on a woman, and it would look a bit hotter, maybe. I guess it depends on how it's drawn. Alright, let me just draw on that hand really quick. Hands are fun, but not really. I'm just like sketching them in right now, so I just don't want to like draw over that place. And I'm gonna take that out of the way. Maybe I can give him like big ol' like huge like pads on his like hand. Just to make him like stand up from his like brother and sister that are just like wearing like gauntlets. Just make his hands look heavy as hell. Cool. Almost like a tiger claw. Tiger paw, you know? They have like those big, heavy hands. Maybe I'll make his like fingers fatter too. Also, because he's an Oni, he's probably going to be wearing like tiger stripes on him somewhere. I'm going to make his hair even bigger. Cool. Alright, yeah, I still gotta like mess up his feet. Because he's supposed to be wearing like kind of Chinese kind of inspired armor, I'm gonna like keep his like, probably I'll just give him like a kind of like almost like a more of a fantasy thing. A little curly foot. Maybe he can like curve up into like a horn, I don't know. I think that's what I did the last time too. I don't know, we'll see if it like fits for him. I'm not really sold on curvy, freaking like curvy shoes, but I have used them before at request of a client, so it might work for him too. Scribble in that foot. It's cool to watch, but I need to go to bed. Yeah, that's cool, Genji. If it's 1 a.m., yeah, get the hell out of here. Go to bed. Freaking... Not that I don't appreciate you coming in at like odd hours of the night to watch, but yeah. Go get your beauty sleep. You know what? Maybe I'll make his hair go the other way. Let's redraw that hair. Okay, maybe if I like do that, it'll fill up that freaking thing. You said Tiger Chest, I was marrying one of my favorite characters from Sengoku Basara. Is it the Minotaur guy? Red Minotaur? Is it? He's the one that wears tiger stripes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
That's his like American name.
I like Minotaur. It sounds cool. Actually, that's like pretty. I mean, I could just draw something straight up like that. Like, Basara has like crazy cool character designs. I already forgot her name. Ono? That one girl that like controls the shadows. Like, she's like my favorite character to play in Sengoku Basara Cross. I haven't played any of the other Basara games though. But yeah, dude, that freaking like anime's got like insane character design. I love it. Lots of freaking... Maybe I'll just give him another pair of horns just growing out of his head. I mean, why does that have to like stop at 2, you know? There's no rule. Maybe he can have like 2 smaller ones that like curve up in the back here. Yeah, but while I'm working on this Oni, is anyone else working on anything today? Anything cool they'd like to share? Or anything cool that they've done recently? I'm always down to see new art. Let's see. Whew. It's gonna be tough doing all these horns. I almost want them to be like so burdened with them. It's like, Jesus. I have a horn infestation on my head. Let's see. Maybe I can like curve that a bit, make it circly. I don't know, is that too much? Maybe it's too much. He's got too many horns going on. Takeda Shingun. Yeah. I can't remember the last name of that girl. I think I just know her name starts with an O. And I think it's Ono, but I don't know. You finished a thing last night as a practice Havoc? That's cool. Were you drawing something? Were you like painting something? Were you writing something? Yeah, if you want to share, go for it. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna give him pants. I was like, what is he missing? He still looks so naked. Yeah, he's getting pants. Get rid of that thing there. Saving. Oichi, yeah, that's her name. That's her. She's such a... I don't know if you guys ever played Sengoku Basara Cross. It was like a fighting, 2D sprite fighting game. And it's really fun. And she's a very annoying character to fight against because she can like poison you. So, you know, she was one of those people where you would have to like be a long range fighter. You gotta fight long. You gotta like keep people far away from you. And you could do the most damage that way. Okay, I'm still amateur, but I love to draw. Yeah, if you love to draw, that's like pretty freaking cool. You know? Not that many people have the patience to even like try to draw, so... Any drawing is cool in my book. If you want to share those drawings, Genji, feel free to do so. I would like to see them. You know, it's like, even though this arm is farther behind him, I want to kind of make it like pretty big. I keep making my arms taper off, and I gotta remember that I want this guy to be like huge. Maybe I gotta like mess with his head size too. That could be throwing me off. Maybe because this arm's in front of him, I could just like super exaggerate it, make it bigger. Oh man, sketching in Photoshop is so much fun. If I'm sketching on paper and it's just like, shoot, that whole leg is way too short, it's like, I can erase it all and draw it, or just go with it and try to disguise it with a bunch of cool, fancy, you know, stuff floating all around her. But if it's digital, it's like, it's too small. Let me just select it and make it bigger. It's like, so easy. I like sketching on paper, but sketching on digital is super duper fun as well. Let's see. Well, this is the latest thing I did for fun. Let's check it out. What did Genji draw? Cat Ball Z. Oh gosh, yeah, well, I'd say freaking... I haven't seen that much of a Dragon Ball, but Vegeta's like a cat. Because all cats I know are really pissed off all the time and very spiteful. And they're small. I think the only Dragon Ball movie I've seen is, what's... Battle of the Gods. That's the only thing of Dragon Ball I've seen, other than a few episodes of Dragon Ball Kai, which I think are like condensed episodes. So it's like I just saw like in 2 episodes like Goku crossed like the Heaven Bridge or whatever, and I was like, whatever. It's like he crossed a bridge. But my friends told me that took like a whole season. But I guess in Kai it just took like 2 or 4 episodes and he was done. But I can definitely remember why I didn't watch Dragon Ball growing up. It's like, it's not that I didn't like superheroes, like I loved flying around like muscly guys, like I watched Superman, but it was almost like too much for me when I was a little girl, you know, like all those like super muscly guys like yelling at each other like constantly. It was almost like too intimidating for me as a kid. It's like oh, I'll just watch freaking like Superman, and he just, you know, he has such a stern face when he punches people. He's so quiet and reserved. But it's like, yeah, I really like the art of it now. It's definitely like a style that's like so cemented on its own. It's still like almost a little too much for me. Those little tiny feet throw me off all the time. Okay, let's see. What you got going on, Havoc? Aw, she looks cute. I did that a lot. I still do that a lot when I sketch girls. I cover half the face with their hair. I think it's such a cute... I think because I really liked Jessica Rabbit growing up from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, she always had half her face covered. But it's a look that I like, but I never see enough people do that in real life. Probably because it's just a hazard. You know, you can't see everything. But I'm always just like, it's just hair. You could always see through hair even when it's in your face. I used to have hair in my face all the time. I wouldn't recommend it though. It makes you look creepy. I gotta clip my hair out of my face for you guys today so I don't look so creepy. Because normally when I'm drawing, I'm like this. And that's not even good for my eyesight or my back, but you know, whatever. But yeah, man. Thanks for sharing, Havoc. Thanks for sharing, Genji. That's cool. And keep it up. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like trying to read the chat. I like haven't looked at it in a long time. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna get rid of this underbody sketch. We don't need that anymore. I've worked on him enough, right? I mean, wait, let's add his other foot. I never did that. Alright, we'll go with that. Okay. Alright. So I've sketched enough of him that I don't need that initial bottom sketch, you know. It's like, I kind of have a good idea of where I want to like go with him. In terms of like, you know, his overall pose and how to like go into the armor. Like, this is just general shapes. I do know I want this big shoulder pad there. I want like something resembling a samurai helmet, but not really. I'm probably gonna like mess with these horns even more. Yeah, and it's just like I want his belly out. I want his arms kind of like out. Maybe he'll just have like some stuff here to like, maybe some studded armor up here just to like, you know, if someone tries to like swing at him or something, he can like, you know, block it off with his big old fist. But I kind of want to go back to his hammer and get that out of the way because first and foremost, That hammer is very important. So, I'm gonna make him white. I'm gonna make this black. And I'm gonna like figure out what I'm gonna do here. So I think if I want to keep, well, first off, let me draw the ground so that this doesn't float all over the place. Let's see. Also, I'm drawing him like all the way to the edge of the paper, as it were, all the way to the borders. I wouldn't like, yeah, give horns their own horns, totally. Yeah, that'd be cool. Then it'd be like antlers, how they kind of like branch out into tree branches. Maybe I'll do that. When I'm sketching, I always draw to the edge of the paper, but it's always like, it's always good for like when you're drawing, like especially a whole figure, to give like breathing room around the whole thing. Like I learned that in like life drawing, like if you like draw and like don't fill up the whole page exactly, if you're just doing a concept like this, it's easier for the eyes to take into shape. So unless you intentionally want something to look like super close to the camera, you know, and you're gonna have it cut out of frame, you know, it's just like kind of like, you know, always like shrink it down a bit. And even though it's like, yeah, you're shrinking it down, you'd be surprised how much detail you can fit in there just by like shrinking it, you know, just like half an inch away from the margin of like, you know, the paper. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. Let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna go back to designing the hammer a bit. I think it's called Tetsubo. What their clubs are called. It's like a specific kind of like, it's a spiked club that Onis would like carry around. And I think that's the name for them. Could be wrong. But maybe I can like give this like a hexagonal shape. Or what is it when it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4? Octagonal, maybe? I don't know. I'm just gonna draw a straight line there, thin it a bit, take it, move it here, because I'm not good at drawing straight lines. I'll just have Photoshop do it for me. If you ever want to draw a straight line in Photoshop, hold Shift and just draw a line. It'll draw it completely straight for you. And then you don't have to worry about it. But it'll only help you draw a straight line from you know, point A to point B, usually horizontally or vertically. Although I guess you could do it like from all diagonals, but you kind of have to mess with the brush settings to like make it not look super weird. I want like this club to have facets. I don't want it to be like super round. It's almost like each plane of like the club is gonna be like spiked up and stuff. Maybe it'll be cool. Let's see. Oh, you posted a work in progress, Jessica? Let's see it then. Let's see it. What is it? Aw, that's what you were working on your stream the other day, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. She's so cute, though.
I'm
Yeah, you are. Yeah, everybody, if you haven't already, Jessica is an artist that I work with, and she also streams every Monday, I think. So if you want to like follow her, she usually draws much cuter stuff than I do. And I don't know.
You draw pretty cute stuff too.
Yeah, this Oni is so cute. I would follow him home in an instant. But she's a really good artist, and she's like, yeah, it's cute stuff. I would just watch it just because it's good painting stuff too, so, you know. Straight lines suck. Yeah, straight lines are necessary, but I suck at drawing straight lines. Nice, Genji. Yeah, follow her on DeviantArt. We all have DeviantArts. I think I listed mine somewhere. I think I did. I wanted to put like, cause you know how I have like my Instagram information and my Twitter Twitter information name. whatever on the screen. I wanted to put my DeviantArt name on there too, because that's where I mostly post my art, but I hate the new DeviantArt logo so much, you know? And I can't really use their old one, because not like that logo was amazing or anything, but I just don't like the new DeviantArt logo at all, so I don't know. I mean, maybe you'll see it on there one day. Oh yeah, Din Money is also another one of my studio mates. He also streams too. He is a really crazy artist. You don't have to follow him because he's got enough followers. I mean,
thank you.
if you want to learn some Photoshop stuff, he's going to be really good at it, and maybe you can watch him for that, but he's kind of mean. So, actually, if you unfollow Din Money and follow me, that would be pretty funny. Nah, I'm just kidding. I just thought I'd point out that he's also another artist that I work with, so, yeah.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm just working in the background.
Yeah, we're all working hard today, so, yeah. Otherwise, I'd be drawing a cute girl right now. Oh gosh, this is the weird part of the EDM mix where Miku's singing the Cops theme song.
Oh, I still have to do that.
Well, you'll hear it.
Yeah.
I got like about a half hour left on this thing, so yeah. Found him on Tapastic, really mind-blowing stuff. Yeah, and he's on Tapastic, so he's yeah, he's got a cool samurai
cool.
comic going on.
Thanks.
Yeah, Genji's watching you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, when we first came in, I was like, wow, it's very similar to one of my characters.
Yeah,
Twice pronounced.
he's calling my phone. Weird people calling my phone today. I guess that's what happens when you're trying to...
When you're in insane credit card debt.
When you're in insane debt and loan sharks are pounding at your door and you're not answering. Sorry guys, hang on a second. Someone left me a text message.
That was just me. I just wanted to say
Is it?
hi. See what you're up to today.
Just thinking about you.
Just want to say hey. Just turn around and just like staring at you like, hey.
Sure. Well, my doggy's sick, so I'm waiting on a text to just tell me, hey, the dog's dead. Come home.
Oh, God.
No. Oh, that's terrible. That's
That's something
happened
I would
before.
say.
No. My dog is sick. I'm just worried about him, and you know he's home from the hospital. Dude, my freaking dog has to take anxiety medication. Can you believe it? Dog's taking anxiety medication before me. What is this world coming to? My dog has better healthcare than me too. What is this world coming to? But he's very cute, so whatever. Does anyone out there have a pet? Does it have healthcare? Okay. I kind of get a little more technical with stuff like this. I'm sure some of you may notice that when I was drawing that Oni, I was like scribbling away, you know, stuff like that. But with this one, it's like I want to get it a little more accurate, I guess. So. Also, what's cool is like if you draw like, even though the weapon is super like, you know, covered up, if you draw it on its separate thing, you could use it again later for like anything. Like if you want, you can just post this design like this. You know, like when this is gonna be a fully colored thing, by the way. Like maybe when I'm done with this and I'm done designing all that, I can just like take the design I did for the hammer and just like shrink it down and like put it like somewhere like up on the side. You know, kind of like how they have in like art concept books. It's like, yeah, and like here's the actual hammer. It's like freaking right here. Now you can look at it in all its detail or something like that, you know? But actually, I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna put this back in white so I can like see what I'm doing. I'm not really digging the shape of the hammer. It's like almost like too simple. I feel like something, maybe like if it is like a big simple shape, it'd be like pretty crazy. So yeah. Does everybody here have cats? Feral has 2 cats. Eternal Stars has 2 cats. Genji's got 3 cats. You all got cats.
Let the bidding war begin.
Let the bidding war
I'm raising
begin.
4 cats.
Cats are, unfortunately, I grew up in a household where half of my family is allergic to cats, so I never got to keep one. I kept like a kitten for like 2 weeks. It was really cute. It was a little black kitten. I named him Spooky because we found him around Halloween. And he was gone forever. But for the most part, cats don't like me. Probably because I smell like my dog. Maybe they just smell him. I smell like my dog and I don't shower, so double offense. You got a cat too, Load? Dang, everyone's got a cat. Now I feel like a chump for owning a dog. But I love my dog. He's so needy. He needs anxiety medication. What a weird dog. What's funny is that this dog is a lot bigger than my last dog. Because he's part German Shepherd and Pit Bull. So he looks more intimidating and scary than my last dog. But he's more like skittish and scared of everything than my last dog. Really weird. My last dog was part Chow, and we were expecting him to be the biggest asshole. Because Chows are jerks, but that dog ended up being like super duper duper chill. You never know. Let's check out Load's kitty. Aw, look at your cat. He's got little mittens. Oh, that's cute, Load. Aw. I can't resist pictures of people's pets. I assume I smell like a dog, Load. Just because I live with a dog.
She does. I'm in the same room.
I guess I do. Din confirmed. I smell like a dog. Everyone, send your cat pictures. It's all good. Just, you know, I'm sure if I ever had a cat, it would be a short hair. I like fluffy cats, but the problem is it's like the upkeep. It's kind of like the same thing with dogs. Like, I like short hair dogs. Just because it's just like, you know, I don't have to brush them every day. Lower maintenance. I still shed like no tomorrow though, so. Okay. Yeah, this hammer's getting a little sloppy because I'm drawing it at an angle. This is why you draw everything straight up and down. It's getting a little antsy. Okay, since this is an Oni kind of club hammer thing, probably I'll get rid of that there. Just because it'd be redundant. Let's do this. Let's try this out. Get some weird generic shape going on there. I don't have cat pictures, just pics of your hellspawn. Let's check it out. Hammer looks like it's going to take a big bite out of its wheel there. Yes. Yeah, maybe it's a cursed hammer, huh? Maybe it's a living hammer. All I know is that all these Onis are just like freaking, you know. Let's see. Let's check out this cat. Aw, look at your fluffy cat, Feral. It's so cute. Alright, oh, you gotta get going, Genji? Alright. I know it's like, what, almost 2 a.m. for you out there? So yeah, get your beauty sleep, and thanks for coming by again. Always a pleasure to have you, and yeah, awesome. See you next time, Genji. Alright, let's see this other cat. Aww. Your cat looks like a human child, Ravi. Okay. I feel like if you have kids, you kind of don't need a pet. That's already like so much work. It's already so much work to just take care of like a freaking betta fish. And taking care of a cat and a dog is like a nightmare. And I've like babysat kids once in a while and it's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared to take care of children. They're so much more articulated than animals and what they want. Aw, but he's cute. Thanks for sharing, Rob. Let's see. I'm just gonna like again just kind of like make this like a generic shape down here. The thing is though, I don't want to get like too like crazy about where the hammer meets the handle because again it's gonna be covered up by his body, but I do want it to look like, you know, some kind of like thing. So I guess that's gonna have to do for now. So yeah. He's been sitting here watching me. Have I been swearing? I don't want him to learn any bad words from me. I'm sorry if he's learning any bad words from me. I'll try to be a better role model. Let's see. You got a diva cat, Feral? What is she's like super fussy with her food or something? She needs constant attention. Okay. I'm gonna try to like link up these things here. Maybe that'll look cool. The problem is like because I'm like so like freestyling this, I kind of like really had no idea where to go with this design. So I'm just kind of like, I hate saying it because it sounds so unprofessional, but I am making it up as I go. But only because the client said I have absolute free reign in the design. Otherwise, I would have to just like, I don't specifically draw directly from reference, but if I look at it, it does help me keep in focus of like to not lose like the original, like, yeah, this is supposed to look like a dragon warrior or something, you know, not like a bat warrior or something like that. Because, you know, if you're allowed to be as creative as you want, it makes the process even longer, unfortunately, just because your mind is like kind of like doesn't know what to focus on first. But at the same time, it's pretty fun. But I definitely don't think I could always keep taking draw whatever you want commissions as much as I want, just because currently I'm under such a time crunch that, yeah, it makes it so much easier when the client knows what they want. But it does make it really fun when you can draw what you want. I think having a good mix of like clients that let you draw creatively and clients that just like, I want you to just draw this, it's a good healthy mix that keeps you disciplined. Because the reality is, most of the times people don't want you to draw whatever you want. It is like a luxury that's like kind of good to have. So, yeah. But also, if the design ends up sucking, it's entirely your fault, not the client. You can't just say, oh, the client wanted me to draw like that. It's like, nope, it's your fault that it's come out looking so bad. But hopefully it's not going to look so bad. And I'm going to save this. And because like my computer kind of like shut down on me during the stream, I'm kind of in saving every 10 or 15 minutes. And it's just a good habit to have anyways if you guys are using Photoshop. You never know if it's going to crash on you. Yeah, is anyone else drawing anything tonight? I mean, always happy to see whatever you guys are drawing. Your cat demands constant attention. Sounds like a cat. I should commission LP and literally have you draw whatever. Well, I am still working on your Catboy Paladin, Feral, and yeah, that's gonna have an update soon. I'm still like drawing a bunch of like Final Fantasy commissions. Well, I'm drawing a couple because I got like one out, and I like finished rough colors on another one the other day. So like yours is gonna have an update pretty soon. But yeah, those Miqo'te, is it Miqo'te? Miqo'te? I don't know how you pronounce it. Those cat people, I like them. They're cute. Wasn't in like the first Final Fantasy MMO, it was only girls that can be only girl cat people. And now boys is a new thing, or maybe I'm just maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. That's awesome. Can't wait to see this as a miniature. Yeah, time playing. Yeah, awesome, Eternal Stars. Thanks. Yeah, I can't wait to see this as a miniature too. I really hope the client digs it so far. But yeah, take care, Rob. Cowboy Paladin. Sorry, did I say cowboy? I meant to say catboy. Cowboy Paladin does sound pretty crazy though. I'm stumbling my words because I'm getting hungry.
Praise Bahamut.
Yeehaw, praise God. Okay. I'm gonna start drawing squares here because wherever there's going to be a square is going to be a spike. I kind of like those like you know what, there's a faster way to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna put this there. And I'm gonna like hold this and mess with that. Okay. Cool. Alright. And now we're just gonna draw squares. I'm gonna draw a ladder and then I'm gonna erase every other line and it's gonna be a square.
That's interesting.
Yeah. This is something I learned when I used to ink traditionally. There you go. I guess that's just like not a super crazy tip, but it's just like, yeah, if you're gonna have lines parallel to each other and you have to draw a bunch of like objects that do not, why not just like, you know, draw it as one huge shape and just erase away the parts you need, because that way it's just more consistent. I don't have like a good steady hand for like that, and I kind of did that pretty quick, so it's not like the most consistent thing, kind of ruining my point. But yeah, sorry, it is getting like closer to the end time, so I'm getting a little impatient because I want to show you guys something really cool before I end this. But who knows if that'll happen, huh? But basically what I'm going to do with this is this. Here, I'll show you guys. I'm going to have them coming up like little tiny pyramids, see? Kind of like those spikes you'd see on belt buckles and stuff like that. Like that. Maybe I'll have them like coming out a little more. But I kind of like that kind of like meat tenderizer kind of spike, you know? I don't know why, it just looks like so orderly and painful. Like a meat tenderizer. So they'll be raised up like that. Erase all that. That and that. So I'm going like these big rows of chunky square spikes going down this club, so it doesn't matter which face is hitting you, you're gonna get like spaced with that, you know.
Didn't they like test that weapon on that Deadliest Warrior show?
Which?
Like, wasn't that like the craziest one, the samurai, like when they were doing Samurai versus Six or something else?
A meat tenderizer?
No, that weapon, like that big club.
It could be. A big blunt weapon does more damage than a sharp weapon. From what I remember from Deadliest Warriors, it always came down to what did the most damage was the biggest, hardest thing you can hit someone with will in the long run do more damage than the fastest, the slice. Yeah, blunt trauma is so devastating, you know? It's like broken bone, internal bleeding was really just a death sentence, you know? And it's like you can get infected with a cut, but broken bones is like, that's it, like you're done. It's just like you're not gonna have enough time to heal before you go back into a fight. I remember like flails were pretty crazy because they were just designed to like dent armor, you know? Like so when you're a medieval knight and you're wearing your helmet and someone came at you with a flail or a morning star and just smashed your helmet, that helmet is not coming off your head. You die in that helmet. That is like so freaking scary. It's terrifying, it's so brutal, but it's like, wow. Like, dying, yeah, like, it's like medieval armor was just like really cool, but once it was dented in and you can't get it off like quickly to escape, it's like, you're fucked. Is this an Egyptian weapon? Maybe. It's looking less and less Chinese as the minute goes, so yeah. The thing is, like, yeah, like, I'm gonna rein this all in when I clean this up and send it out to the client. So right now it's kind of going like a little all over the place in terms of design. Let's see. But yeah, thinking up weapons is a fun occupation. Like, people that make weapons now, like, you know, missiles and all that stuff, like, that's pretty terrifying. But can you imagine if you're like a blacksmith, you're a swordsmith, and it's like, alright, I gotta make like a new sword. That's pretty cool. I mean, I wonder if they ever drew their creations before they started to, like, you know, smelt them or whatever the process is called. Smith them. Right? Smelting? Isn't it smelting when you, like, melt metal?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. Does anyone know the term? Because, like, Leonardo da Vinci, he would draw weapons. And they look like something out of a concept art book. It's like, yeah, I got this thing, you attach it to horses, and when they run, these blades spin, and they'll spin this way, so they'll cut off your enemy's legs as the horse runs through. And it's just like, it's a really crazy, like, design. If you guys were to, like, see it, you'd be like, this belongs in, like, an RPG book. Like, this can't happen in real life, but he drew this, like, impossible freaking weapon, but it looked really cool. Yeah, Da Vinci had great ideas. He's my favorite Renaissance artist. Of all the big main ones, I prefer Da Vinci over Michelangelo. Not that I don't like Michelangelo and all that stuff, but yeah. Just because he was more of a cartoonist. I thought he was very creative. He was also insane, but no sorry to sorry, I guess. Okay. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. And pretty much, yeah, I'm just gonna like go in and just like draw spikes everywhere. You know, maybe some of them will be like chipped up and broken just because he's been using this weapon for so long. Or maybe he picked it up and it just came busted like this, you know? Oh, all the possibilities a warrior can have. I guess that's the coolest thing about these kinds of like commissions, because like they're because it's just like open to like what I think. I kind of have to think about why they're going to be wearing stuff like this, why they're going to be using stuff like this. Michelangelo's the coolest Ninja Turtle though, you got me there, Lud. He is my favorite Ninja Turtle. Yeah. Smelting? Okay, maybe it is smelting. Maybe I'm not crazy. Perspective of this freaking spikes down. If you get it wrong, they just like you're putting weird X's in a square. So the only thing is though, it's like, yeah, when you're drawing them straight up and down, they just don't look so menacing. So I'm probably gonna have to like mess with how big they are. Also, everybody, thanks for enduring all the Vocaloid. I know I play it all the time, but that's all I got. And also when I upload these to like YouTube, if anything's like super like copyrighted music in America, it just is like, well, this has copyrighted music. It's like, man. So usually Vocaloid stuff flies under the radar for stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I just like Vocaloids a lot. I like Vocaloids a lot because they require a lot of artwork. Because there's no like real human behind it, all their CDs have like cool artwork on their CD covers and all that. All their music videos are animated, if animated at all. Sometimes it's just a pretty picture. But I like any music that encourages art, and I think Vocaloid is the epitome of like, it uses art because it needs art, because there's no physical person behind like this voice anymore. It's just a voice bank, so it's like, it's cool. It's cool to see people collaborate on stuff like that. I like it. You only listen to Dad Rock, Load? Freaking Din Money's dad listens to like the most hardcore of dad rock. It's nuts.
Yeah, he freaking rocks out.
Yeah, he rocks out with like a crazy surround sound that's like the most sophisticated I've ever heard in a home sound set. It's pretty cool. Alright, yo, so you guys get the idea of what I'm gonna do with that. I'll just leave that there for now. I got 10 minutes left on this stream, so again, if you guys got any like questions, just let me know. I'll try to answer them. Let me unvisible that Oni. Now he has no reason to hide. Let's see. What the heck is that thing? Yeah, get it out there. Oh boy, drew on the wrong layer. Oh, it happens. It happens.
Abby wants to know, do we all have those gloves?
We all have these smudge guard gloves, yes. If you're an artist and traditional or digital, I would highly recommend getting these gloves. Yeah, exactly. The glove is part of the AGL uniform, pretty much.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's pretty much, yeah, it's a smudge guard. If you're drawing with pencil, it prevents you from smudging all over the paper. If you're drawing digital, it prevents like your hand from, you know, smudging up your screen. And yeah, it's a little weird to get used to at first, but that's how most things are anyways. But especially if you're drawing digital, you don't have to worry about all your freaking, you know, all your oils and dead skin cells and sweat rubbing off on your tablet. Because the tablet does get pretty warm, so, you know.
Yeah.
It's a sad truth.
Yeah, we live in a warm area.
And we live in a very warm area. That's a big part of it too. This one. Yeah, that's the one. Alright, so let's see. That I have to like get all the, there we go. Pretty sloppy, but yeah. So what I'm gonna do here, turn that to white, and I'm gonna grab this kind of gray that white leaves, and I'm just gonna quickly fill under this Oni just to give the client an idea of the shape he's going to have as soon as I pick the right pixels. Alright. Let's see. I have one. It just reminds me more of a billiards glove or a golf glove because I have all three. That's nuts, man. I think it used to be just, it was one finger that had the glove part, right, Din?
Yeah.
And then they added 2 fingers. So if you have like a super old smudge guard, it's just like a 1-finger glove, so it's kind of funny.
So inferior.
It's so inferior. Well, this has been pretty crazy, you guys. I don't know if it really shows, but it's like, yeah, I normally don't ever draw like men in public. Like, if I were to do a commission for like a guy, I'd have to like take it all out back all by myself and like try to hide how nervous I get when drawing them. But, you know, as an artist, you want to grow, you want to get better, so you do what you gotta do. Boy, I can't wait to fix these feet later. Yeah. And, I actually had a lot of fun, like, more fun than I thought I would, trying to just draw this guy out, you know? With the lasso tool right now, I don't know how I can describe this best, but, if you just start drawing with, like, the free lasso tool, whatever like that, you know, you get, like, a really curvy line, but I think if you start drawing and then you hold down Alt, you lift up your pen, it becomes the polygonal lasso tool, and then you can just, like, you know, start doing weird shapes. So it's really handy because you can go from just like free-forming, like, you know, this, like I'm going to grab this curve, that curve, and then that's going to go straight. I'm going to hold Control, lift up the pen, it becomes polygonal, And what's cool is like, even if you lift it up, holding Alt, holding it up like that, as soon as you put it back on like the thing, it becomes the freestyle tool again. So it kind of like helps you just like shift between like those two lasso tools pretty fast. So it makes like, you know, selecting items like super easy breezy. Cover girl. So yeah.
You know, I think we have a lasso tool demo on the AGL.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, we do have a lasso tool demo going on. We have a lasso tool demo on the AGL YouTube. Yeah, check out that link Den Money just posted, and that's a much better explanation of the lasso tool. It's super handy, and I approve of it. I'll allow it. Let me get his big old hair. That's how he's going. Alright, well. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna flip him just to see if he looks horribly... Whew. Well, I'm not gonna say he's perfect. Hey Vig! Thanks for stopping by. How's your arm doing? I know you like broke your hand, so... Which is a real bust. But at least you're getting in all your Destiny time in. But really, I hope you're doing better, man. And then how it became a different color. Oh, I'm just using the fill tool, and I'm pretty much just using the paint bucket and filling in what I selected. So, yeah. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. And yeah, from there, you know, I just chose like a whitish kind of color just to stick out from the background a bit. But his face is kind of bugging me, so I'm gonna liquefy it. I think it's a little too narrow for someone this big. So I'm just gonna like stretch his face, contort it a bit. Maybe I'll try to make his mouth a bit more even. Make that sneer even more. Make his cheekies even more cheeky. I like that a little more. Maybe it was hard to tell. It's probably super hard to tell, actually. Maybe I'll give him like one big singular horn coming out. Nah, that's gonna look silly. Sorry guys, I just had an idea to get the idea. I wanted to get like the hair kind of like fluffing up in there. Maybe that would look cool. The only problem is like right now, since the hair is like doing all these things, it kind of makes the horns like not stick out so much. But what I could do, I could press Control U, lower the lightness down to make it a dark gray, and then I'll just select this and this on the eyeballs. Make it like a very light gray. Okay. And maybe I can do... I'll select, whoops. If I draw off the freaking yeah, if you draw off a Photoshop, sometimes it does really weird things like that. I'm just too crazy with the pen sometimes. But pretty much I'm going to select the hair behind him, and I just want it to make it very distinct. It's like, yeah, this is hair, it is not his horns. So I'll just do something like that. Because I am picturing him with like light hair. Yeah, maybe that'd be cool. And quickly I'm just going to, I'm going to group these first, just like make it easy to grab. That in that group, lower the opacity of that so I can still see what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna quickly put a color underneath the hammer. And after this, I'm gonna start ending the stream. Because I've wasted too much of your guys' time already. Again, I'm using the polygonal lasso tool because, you know, it's quick as hell. And I'm just gonna ship shot it up here, whatever. You all get the idea. And there you have it. There's the Oni. Make that a little lighter. And I'll make this, I'll just make it white. What the hell? Yeah, so I think for the time I gave myself, I kind of went in with what I expected I was going to do. Maybe I'll make his teeth white just to make him stand up. Cool. Alright. But yeah. Thanks, Fig. Yeah, I wanted his pose to look mid-action, like he's reaching around and he's gonna like swing the hammer out like really quick. Almost like Bato Jutsu, when they would like sheathe the sword and like reach back to get it and then quickly like draw it, you know? So, again, what I like to do, I want to see like how I started, just to see the progress, if progress was made. And starting off, I started with that. Again, like I just sketched out, well, the thing is though, my computer crashed. So this was like 20 minutes in, this was the freaking sketch I had. So, doesn't help me. But I do have the original sketch somewhere. Where is he? He's floating around somewhere. Yeah, I started off with that, pretty much. Yeah, I started off with this dude, and I started off with like this hammer. You know? Stay there. You know, not bad. You know? It's just like really basic, right? So going off that, you know, I just like went from like, you know, basic like big fat Oni body type thing and just like a generic kind of like wide hammer thing. Then I went down to adding all this nonsense. No, I'm kidding. But you know, I'm really having fun with this design, so I'm definitely gonna like enjoy getting more into this later and fleshing it out. So yeah, and yeah, thanks, Vig. Yeah, I love like those kind of like Hanya masks that they wear in like Kabuki or whatever, stuff like that. Those like weird like big old grins with the big noses. Yeah, that's cool. And I'm glad you dig it, and I think I'm gonna really enjoy finishing up this character. Yeah, it's no problem, Vig. You don't have to come running when you start streaming. Just happy to have you here at all. It's all good. And yeah, thanks, man. Again, you guys, thanks for like sticking through this with me. Drawing, guys, is always still a big learning experience. I mean, all drawings are a learning experience, but guys, especially out of the norm body types, like big, fat, Oni things, it's a challenge just to do it on the spot, just because I don't like have as much practice with it as I would. But I hope it kept you guys interested. Hope it kept you guys entertained. And yeah, I'll see you next week. I'll probably be streaming a girl, so maybe that'll be more fun to watch. We'll see. But yeah, thanks again for coming by, and yeah, have a good evening.